Sohn says there was such a hostile environment, players were turning on each other, and the mistrust was throughout the entire athletic department. We did reach out to Coach Swoopes. She declined to.
Some people talk a lot, and when the truth finally comes out, they have no choice but to deal with it. Today, we're talking about Sheryl Swoopes, who calls herself a WNBA legend. She's just had a huge I told you so moment in basketball.
Allegations come just after the six-time WNBA All-Star was inducted into the National Basketball Hall of Fame.
You know, things weren't always the best, things weren't always easy, but I always found.
Let's rewind a bit, because this downfall didn't happen overnight. Sheryl Swoopes made it clear she was set on undermining Caitlin Clark even before she joined the WNBA. She publicly said Clark was too old for college basketball, even though she was the same age as other top draft picks. But Swoopes didn't stop there. She even predicted Clark would struggle in the WNBA, as if she was in for a tough ride, not ready to make an immediate impact. The irony? While Swoopes was throwing shade, Caitlin Clark was out there proving she's the one bringing fresh energy to the league.
So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Okay. No.
Here's the crazy part. Everyone who was paying attention could already tell Sheryl was completely wrong. Fans saw it, players saw it. The only person who didn't seem to get it? Sheryl Swoopes herself.
I was belittled, humiliated, made to feel extremely small. Just because you are a great player doesn't make...
Kept calling Caitlin Clark an overhyped rookie, completely ignoring the fact that Clark was out there breaking records. At this point, Sheryl started to look like one of those Twitter trolls who won't admit when they're wrong, doubling down on nonsense even when the proof is staring them in the face. And let's not forget Stephen A's response to Sheryl Swoopes. That one only got better with time.
She ended that Friday night. Not that she wasn't in the league to begin with, but she ended that Friday night when she dropped 31 on the Chicago Sky when they were blowing them out. Okay? She ended that Friday night. Angel Reese and her Chicago Sky, who, by the way, in 11-19 and about 8 games below 500, even though they're still tied for the 7th seed in the playoffs or what have you. We'll see what happens with that. But Angel Reese is no longer a Rookie of the Year potential winner. That's over. It's going to Caitlin Clark. Let's get that out the way. Did you know that Caitlin Clark is also in the conversation for league MVP?
But life moves quickly, and now Sheryl Swoopes has been left behind, like an old mixtape no one listens to anymore. Sources say her reputation has taken a major blow, and even the WNBA, usually loyal to its legends, doesn't seem interested in defending her. Meanwhile, the new generation of stars, they're all rallying behind Caitlin Clark.
I told you to ignore them. What we're saying is if you're going to give the Indiana Fever all the credit in the world, how you going to mention the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark's name even coming up? So then after that, Sheryl Swoopes engages in levels of immaturity. There's no way to slice it. I'm not going to insult this champion, this great basketball mind, this phenomenally accomplished Hall of Famer. I'm not going to insult her. All I'm going to say is it was pretty damn immature to come back at me like that. Called me an effing coward because I called you out for not doing your job. So you on a podcast, that means you don't have to do your job? I mean, the bottom line is this. She engaged in a level of immaturity. Let's just
Even Cheryl's own peers are staying quiet because, let's face it, no one wants to go down with the sinking ship. The hate campaign failed, the proof is clear, and now Swoopes has two choices: own up and apologize, or pull a Skip Bayless and stick to her guns forever.
Former basketball star turned coach Sheryl Swoopes is under investigation following mass transfers from players on her team. Loyola University is looking into the program amid accusations that she mistreated her players. According to reports, 5 members of the team transferred last season, and this year, 10 of 12 players asked for releases to transfer. The Chicago Tribune quotes the deputy athletic director, stating, "Coach Swoopes is aware of and will fully cooperate with the investigation."
While Sheryl is out here messing with her own legacy, guess who's out there winning? The Indiana Fever. Thanks to Caitlin Clark's superstar presence, this team has become a top destination for WNBA free agents. Players who wouldn't have considered Indiana before are now saying, wait, I get to play with someone breaking attendance records, selling out arenas, and bringing millions of new fans to the league? Count me in. Now, Indiana's front office has the easiest pitch ever. You want to win? You want to play in front of real crowds? You want to be part of the biggest show in the league. Welcome to Indiana.
Made a move today that I think speaks volumes into how they are addressing this situation between Sheryl Swoopes and Caitlin Clark.
Well, folks, the hammer has officially dropped. Sheryl Swoopes is out. No more comfy analyst jobs. No more using her veteran status to push agendas. And most importantly, no more trying to tear down the biggest star the WNBA has ever seen.
So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Okay.
For a long time, Swoopes got away with her outdated, bitter opinions because of her legendary status. People thought, oh, she's a Hall of Famer. She must know what she's talking about. But that wasn't the case. Turns out, she was just another former player struggling to accept that the game, and its fans, had moved past her era.
I'm going to give Caitlin Clark her flowers. Yes, I said that.
Oh my God.
No. But, and I'm not gonna put it together. I'm gonna give Caitlin her flowers because I think what she has done coming into this league absolutely has brought more eyes, whether you like them or not, but has brought more eyes, more marketing. People just want to watch the game and they want to talk about it. Even those that don't know anything about it, they talk about it. And I'm not going to give Caitlin her flowers without giving you your flowers.
Thank you.
And I heard you gave me my flowers. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I got a little emotional. So I'm also going to return this to you. One, because you deserve it.
Thank you.
As a Black woman, to watch you walk in your truth, regardless of what everybody says, how they feel. Perfect name for this podcast. I love how you just keep proving them wrong.
And that's the real problem. Swoopes couldn't handle the fact that, for the first time ever, the WNBA had a player who wasn't just great, but truly transcendent. A player who could dominate on the court and bring millions of new fans to a league that had been overlooked for so long. Now that Clark's success is undeniable, Swoopes is left with nothing but a few bitter Twitter posts and a career that's gone up in smoke. What really stings for Swoopes? There's nothing she can do to match Caitlin Clark's skill. No amount of rewriting history, gatekeeping, or Twitter rants can change the fact that Clark is light years ahead of the competition.
Oh, Swoopes, you beautiful, actually not so beautiful. You tell us that, well, Caitlin Clark used an extra year. She did. Shoots 40 times a game. She did. Sheryl Swoopes is among the dumbest people ever and one of the most talented ever. Really, if you look at Sheryl Swoopes' basketball history, she certainly should be considered among the greats. But all that goes away when you're inherently stupid. Let's be honest, we all know that she went at Caitlin Clark because she's a little white girl.
So for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, like, first of all, Black people can't be racist. But like, that's the farthest thing from my mind. I grew up in a very small West Texas town, predominantly white. My best childhood friend is white. Went to predominantly white college, won a national championship. Pretty much everyone on the team was white. Like, we're sisters to this day. Her breaking the record, I think, obviously is a tremendous.
Look at that range. Look at that passing vision. Look at that basketball IQ. Caitlin Clark's game isn't just elite, it's revolutionary. The WNBA has never seen anyone like her, and that's exactly why she's drawing record crowds while Swoopes struggles to even get a podcast audience. The sooner Swoopes realizes she's a relic of the old WNBA, the better it'll be for her, and the few listeners she still has left, because right now, she's looking like that one former star who just can't accept that the game has moved on.
Bebish hounding Clark. Clark, step back three, knocks it! Of that run to the finals, pieces in 4 games. Clark, cut in a three.
Just for that reason, they're too.
An 11-0 run for New York. Clark, second three of the quarter for Kate.
As Lainey Hamilton has been too.
At the end of the day, this is bigger than one former star refusing to adapt. It's about the future of the WNBA, a future that's no longer about holding on to old narratives. It's a future where talent, marketability, and real results matter more than bitterness and entitlement. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing the game, she's saving it. The Fever are loading up on talent, Free agents want to play with her, and the league's relevance is soaring. Meanwhile, the haters, including Swoopes, are being left behind, watching as the WNBA moves forward without them.
Bomb from Caitlin Clark.
Not the pitch. She got 2 in the first.
Clark cut it. 9-point lead. Clark a 3. Bonner gets denied by Wheeler finds Clark from the logo.
Points of 9 of 13.
Assists now for Seattle.
Clark in.
Absolutely blown the roof.